So I was reminded of the whole thing about how people complained for years about high school English classes making you focus on stuff and stories that are not important, like why are the curtains blue? Or the wheelbarrow representing the whole farming industry in some sort of poem. Or is that just me remembering an example from high school? That last one definitely is from high school. But fact remains that there has been a little bit of a discourse sometimes on the internet about how, or jokes really, made about people saying, the curtains are blue. Teacher says this, and author meant that. Here's the real reason that that's a thing. First of all, I blame it on the American education system. It is very messed up. They have really screwed a lot of things up, especially with Common Core. Do not get me started on Common Core. I hate Common Core. It's just what a coincidence after Common Core is implemented that my alma mater switched from using Mac computers to Windows. And oh, look at that. Bill Gates is a proponent for Common Core. What if there's a connection there? Anyway, back on topic. The reason why this was such a disconnect is instead of teaching about theme or whatever stuff, the teachers just followed the old lessons to a T. Now, I think that the reason that this does get, shall we say, parodied and pillarized by the general public is they are not teaching themes and they're also not really teaching how to really look at things. Writing is generally not seen as a visual medium, and depending on how you write, it really can't be. But if you write in a visual manner, you can have people picture things. The thing about writing, though, is what you put into a story is deliberate. You choose to put things into stories. You have to pick the words, you have to pick everything. So how you describe something is on purpose. So it's not beyond the realm of possibility that a writer choosing to use the color blue repeatedly could be symbolizing depression or something else to do with the color blue. Same goes for contrasts or other things. This can be extended to film and TV, and I suppose any visual medium, be it a series of sculptures, I suppose series of outfits in a fashion collection, etc. What's important is repetition and intent. Sometimes, like my setup here, and there's nothing here deliberate. I did not deliberately dress like this. I did not deliberately have the cat show up. He just chooses to do that. And I think some TV shows don't have a deliberate meaning behind everything they throw into a scene. They just set up a scene. But a lot of times they do, because sometimes set dressing can be character building. Like, well, say Big Bang Theory. My parents watch that show a lot, so unfortunately I have to consume a lot of it by proxy. The way they have the apartment set up for Leonard and Sheldon is it has to show off how geeky they are, and there's the major things like the laptop, the gaming laptop Alienware specifically, which is a gaming brand, to the comic book stuff on like the statues of stuff on the wall or Longclaw hanging on the wall, etc. Just various little bits of environmental storytelling. And that's key, environmental storytelling. So while sometimes with a poem about a red wheelbarrow being symbolizing the farming industry can seem really ridiculous, when it comes to other things, like, say, an author has been describing lots of things as blue throughout the story, blue curtains, blue clothing, blue light, etc., and they've done it a lot of times, like they go out of the way to mention that stuff is blue, then that might actually have some symbology. However, if it's like a one-off, that might be one of the few cases where the author said the curtains are just blue. As an aspiring author myself, I do try to not always use color motifs because that can be a bit tricky because you can wind up with purple prose and repetition. But I'm not above using color symbology at times. So basically, what I want to get at here is it has to be something that makes sense in context. So the curtains sometimes are just blue, but sometimes the curtains are a theme or a representation of a theme.